The day finally came. I said, Coach, I'm ready. I want you to teach me how to be a credit officer. And he said, great. I think you're ready. Guys, I did everything he told me to do. I built a solid business plan, complete with a list of real estate developers, brokers, attorneys, accountants that I was going to call on for business. My projections, solid. I scheduled an appointment with the bank president to pitch my idea and my promotion, who eventually this bank president would become known as Mr. Misogyny. I walked into his office that looked almost exactly like this one. I went in, shook his hand, sat in that cold leather tufted chair, and he sat behind that banker's desk and crossed his leg and put his chin in his hand. And he sat so far back, I couldn't see his entire face, and he was hiding almost behind that banker's lamp. I opened my presentation book and started my pitch, and I said to him, I want to be a credit officer. Quiet like this. He turns, faces me, uncrosses his legs, and he leans in and he said, so you want to be a lender, do you? And I said, yes, I think I'm ready. He said, Carly, I admire your preparation and the courage it took to come into my office and ask me for a promotion. But honestly, I think you'll make more money dancing on a pole than you will as a credit officer. I nervously laughed. I sat up. I closed my book. I said, I guess this interview's over. Yes, it is. I walked in the parking lot for about 15 minutes. I was completely dizzy. I went back up to the loan department, and the coach ran over, eager to hear the story. And I went in his office, and I shared my experience with him. And we both sat there in complete disbelief. Me Too hadn't happened yet, and women didn't have the voice that they do today. And quite frankly, neither did men. He did nothing, and I did nothing. We had jobs to keep. It took me a few days to shake off that conversation with Mr. Misogyny. Would I allow this to crush me, or would I choose to rise? And I reminded myself, I can do hard things. I've proven it to myself in the past. So like a dog shaking the cold of winter, I shook off Mr. Misogyny and hunted for a job. In 6 weeks' time, I got a letter offer from Banco Popular, write this down, as a credit officer, making $65,000 a year plus commission. Through perseverance and confidence-building actions, I had proven to myself and managed to land the title I wanted and doubled my salary. You can do hard things.